Good morning, everyone. It's May 10th, 2019, America. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope you're all well. All right. FBI has 850 open. Sure about the author here. Patrick Tucker is the author. And it's put out on May 8th, but unfortunately yesterday I was very, very slammed with lots of driving and other shit that I don't like. Homegrown extremism is rising 1 year after the Trump administration cut funding to programs that counter hate groups. And of course, this is another self-hating white person. He has the disease of white guilt. So, let's get started. And by the way, if you like my content, please do give me a thumbs up, a subscribe, maybe a share. I have PayPal links, a PayPal link, and Discord links below. Now, a rise in domestic terror extremism has U.S. law enforcement officials scrambling to keep up. Currently, the FBI has 850 active investigations into domestic terrorism, up from last year, a top counterterrorism official told Congress on Wednesday. Officials couldn't compare it to a year before, but when asked, they said the number was definitely trending up. So they didn't have numbers from the year before. So we're just, supposed to take the word of a bunch of lying sacks of shit that has a long history of lying, a long history of setting people up, a long history of committing these acts and then turning around and pretending as if they stopped them. They say the velocity in which we are working our cases, both on the domestic terrorism side and the international terrorism side, with homegrown violent extremists, that velocity is much quicker than it's ever been before. Michael McGarrity, something like that, assistant director of the FBI's counterterrorism division, told the House Homeland Security Committee. And what this is going to all amount to in the end is guns. Just last week, a 19-year-old man opened fire in a California synagogue, killing one person and wounding 3 more in an attack believed to be an anti-Semitic hate crime. That follows the April burning of 3 black churches in Louisiana under suspicious circumstances, the October attack on a Pittsburgh synagogue that left 11 dead, and more avowed or suspected hate crimes. Okay, so at least one of those churches was set by a black person trying to get attention. At least one of them. And, we got crazy people out there all over the place. And people are going to get killed. They're going to die. So, are you going to blame the object they use, or are you going to blame the person? I know. It's going to be the object. I mean, I don't hear anyone calling to ban gasoline because, because of the church burnings, right? Or cars because of people using them as weapons to drive into crowds of protesters and whatnot. The number of white The number of white supremacist groups rose to a record 1,028 last year, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. Another group of people that are well known for being lying sacks of shit too. And this author, Patrick Tucker, simply takes the word for the statistics, and they don't bother to go look for themselves. The ability of hate groups to motivate and radicalize people online was a key point of concern, and the other government to all the government officials who testified. So, and this is really about targeting white people. McGarrity said the 850 investigations were predicated cases, meaning investigations into threats of violence or actual crimes. About half involve anti-government, anti-authority extremists, he said, though he stressed that the FBI cannot open investigations into people simply on the basis of a stated political belief or affiliation. Of course, that is nonsense, because they do it all the time. Some 40% of the cases involve racial considerations, with white supremacists involved in a significant majority. In 2017, the Trump administration narrowed the nation's efforts to counter violent extremism. Grant money was cut to groups such as Life After Hate, a group that counters white supremacy and neo-Nazism in local communities. The Huffington Post, another group of lying sacks of shit. The Huffington Post has highlighted the role of Trump appointee and DHS advisor Catherine Gorka in shifting the focus of the government's counter-extremism efforts away from white supremacists to so-called anti-fascist groups that oppose white supremacy, whom she describes as the actual threat. So, there have not been more attacks from white supremacists. And there have been more attacks from these so-called anti-fascist groups, like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Although it seems like Black Lives Matter has kind of vanished. Haven't heard a whole lot out of them, have we? Law enforcement data shows that that's not the case, meaning the anti-fascist groups are not the actual threat. Between 2000 and 2016, white supremacists committed 26 attacks that killed nearly 50 people, more than any other domestic extremist groups or movement, the FBI concluded in 2017. A recent report from RAND, another lying sack of shit organization, found that government efforts to curb violent extremism were limited in a way that would hurt effectiveness. And basically, if you post a sign saying it's okay to be white, you are a violent extremist. should troll the fuck out of this dude. I mean, troll him hard. Mock him, shame him, do whatever it takes. Because people shouldn't get away with lying. And of course, if you do a Google search on this topic, you will not get anything other than anti-white rhetoric. It just goes to show you who the real targets are, and it's not black folks or people of color. It's white people. Unfortunately, this is going to come to a head, and things are going to get very, very ugly for white people in particular. And of course, when we begin to defend ourselves, things will get significantly more ugly for the anti-white haters. Anyway, thought I'd share this with you because, most of my subscribers are white, and the ones who are not kind of have a good idea of what's going on and accept the idea, for the most part, that all this stuff, this white supremacy shit, is fabricated. It's yes, there are people who believe that one race is better than another for many reasons, but there's a lot more people who don't. So there's that. Thought I would share this with you. Hope everyone has a great day. Till next time, kill the state, live free.